Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Comma Convos Podcast, where we interview artists, CEOs, and entrepreneurs on their journeys to wealth. Today, I have for you a special guest, Danielle Matthews, a business consultant. So I want to let you give her an opportunity to introduce herself to you guys. All right, Danielle, welcome. Introduce yourself to our loyal listeners.
Well, hi, I'm Danielle Matthews. I'm the CEO of Pray Pretty, which is a prayer and deliverance ministry for women. And I am also the CEO of Matthews & Co., which is a brand that does business consulting. I work specifically with small business owners and kingdom business owners to help them scale and grow their brands.
Oh, kingdom business.
Kingdom.
I love that.
Yes.
So how did you venture off into building kingdom business?
So actually, Pray Pretty started as a ministry, right? And
Mhm.
so I started as a prayer line that went to a t-shirt line. From there, I started doing t-shirts, and then my t-shirts started going viral. I started helping people to do their businesses. I didn't realize that I was consulting. People would just ask me, "Oh, well, how you do this, or how you did that, or how you built your
And
website?" And I would just told them. I just
Yeah.
told them,
Mhm.
and I realized that I could be charging for this. I'm consulting. So I started offering consultations, and I did that for about 3 years, and then really last year is where I felt God pulling me to work only with kingdom businesses. Now, I don't only work specifically with kingdom businesses because sometimes I don't know who my clients are. I'm referred a lot. I don't know, but that's my niche. Like that is what's true to me.
Mhm.
So if I had a preference, I want to help build up kingdom businesses because I am a kingdom entrepreneur and I understand the woes of it all. And so everybody has their niche, their target population.
Yes.
I'm different because I'm specifically focused on kingdom businesses, which is different from what we see today in our society.
The woes of it all, like that stuck out to me just now. Of course, I know that you're a kingdom entrepreneur. You my sis. Like the people might not know, but we talk about a lot of stuff behind the scenes.
Mhm.
And I like to let people know like the woes of it all. It's not just we make it look good. The content is that's cool.
Content is contenting.
Content is doing what it's supposed to be doing, right? It's bringing the people in, but people don't understand the woes of business. And I think that a lot of people jump into entrepreneurship thinking that there won't be any woes. So can we kind of talk about some woes in business that even maybe you've had, I've had, or you've helped some people with?
I've had a lot of woes. So one thing you said is that people want to be entrepreneurs. I didn't necessarily desire to be an entrepreneur.
Mhm.
Honestly, I didn't know what entrepreneurship was. I know that you can own businesses, but I come from a day and age where you work, you go to school, you get your degree,
You might have a business,
you have
on
a
the
career,
side,
that's it. Or
whatever.
you have like a hustle, but it's not a business, right?
Mhm.
So when I got into it, like I said, I didn't even know it was a business. And so when I first got into it, I had a different name. And so I got a cease and desist letter saying that my name was trademark. Okay, well, I'm a little black girl from the hood. I don't even know what a trademark is.
Right.
So I realized that, a trademark is when your name or your slogan is protected. Well, I had been using this name for like 5 years and had grown a global business. Like literally my shirts and my designs had been on BET, had been featured in magazines. I knew nothing about trademark.
Wow.
And so what I realized was trademarking was a thing. So I went back, I did the research, I trademarked my brand, I did that. And so that was one woe because my brand wasn't trademarked, I had to sell all of my products. I had to start from scratch. Like imagine you building this brand, spending thousands of dollars, and they said this name is not yours.
Brain power.
And everybody knows you. Like, so
Right.
what do? Most people would have quit. Like, and I
You
was
all popular.
overwhelmed.
The girls knew
You know, I was overwhelmed, and I was like, okay, God, I didn't do this for business anyway, so I'm not gonna stop praying and offering the service to women. That's the heart of it. So let me rebrand. So I rebranded. That was one woe. Another woe is like legalization.
Wait. Before you, that was a whole lot.
That's a lot,
right?
That's a lot.
So not just did you have to start over, that's discouraging. So what keeps you, before you go to the next point, I had to get this in, but what keeps you motivated and not being discouraged? Of course, we can say God and all of those things and not discrediting that, but a lot of people don't know how to keep going. They're just like, okay, well, this roadmap happened. What do I do? Like, I just had a call with a client that doesn't know what to do, and she's running multiple businesses. But these are the entrepreneurs that we face daily. You know what I'm saying? They just don't know how to run business, but they know how to make money.
Right.
And so, like, what would keep you motivated and not get discouraged in the challenge that you face?
I would say, remember why you started. So the thing that kept me motivated, because remember, like I said, I had put thousands of dollars in Pretty Girls Pray. That was my name. I had Pretty Girls Pray, Pretty Girls Praise. I had traveled. I did all of these things.
Building a brand.
The heart of the matter was not popularity. It was before like the social media age now. That wasn't it. I started this from a prayer line. So am I saying that I had a business role? Am I saying that I'm not called? Am I saying that the women who I'm in power don't mean anything anymore? Am I saying that I'm going to just quit on God? No. Like I started not to make money.
Movement.
I start literally my slogan is pray pretty. It's a lifestyle, not a movement. Right. So it's like, it's not just a one thing. So what kept me motivated through that was remembering why I started and to look at the bigger picture. And this is the thing. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Right.
Everybody will be doing it. Right.
But from our lens, it looks like everybody's doing it.
But are they doing it well? Are they generating money? Do they have substance? Is there integrity?
Is it impact?
And so one of my, I'm not going to say slogans, but one of my life mantras, because as I go through seasons, God gives me different words. And the word he gave me a couple of months ago actually was impact over influence. Like that is what I stand by. So when I'm asked to do a speaking engagement, when I'm asked to do, got asked to do a thing, and I was like, does this line up with who I am as a person?
And what I
want impact. I have influence. 25,000 over there on Instagram, Facebook. Right. I have influence.
Right.
What am I
getting
doing?
Booked.
What am I literally? What am I doing with my influence though? Am I using my influence to say, "Oh, I got a bag," or "I got a Chanel, I got a Gucci," or am I using my influence to say, "I almost quit, but I saw you. I was a single mom, and I saw you keep going. I was dealing with somebody with cancer, and I saw you take care of your stepfather. You impacted me in such a way that I wanted to grow." So I'm all for impact over influence. I don't care about influence, because with influence comes pressures, comes stresses, comes false expectations, comes a lot.
False everything.
Everything.
False everything. Can we just clear that up? Because I think a lot of times we look at content and not the context. And then another thing I think we look at, in business is popularity over profits.
Yeah.
And you would rather be popular and have a struggling business than actually putting your profits first and making sure that the popularity gonna come.
I would even go further than that and say, you said profits over popularity. I would say purpose over popularity.
But sometimes your business is not purposeful, right?
Then why are you having a business?
Not saying that it's not purposeful. I'm saying that it's not your purpose to do this business. It was probably your purpose to start this business, but you're not gonna always be in a position to run this business. And I think we need to think about business a little bit differently. And I think we are in our circle is thinking about it much differently than we were doing business a few years ago.
Right.
A lot different, but just thinking about where you want to be. We initially started our businesses as hustles. And I come from a working class family too, but my daddy was always an entrepreneur. My grandfathers were entrepreneurs. Yeah, they might have had jobs and tenures and retired and all of those things, but they've always had business. So I come from a long line of entrepreneurs, but I'm the first full-time entrepreneur. I haven't been on a job since 2018. Don't plan on looking back. I employ people. People depend on coming to work every day to get a check from Carter Capital or one of my companies, right? Or, Carter Capital Property Management, all of those things, because I pay their bills. The health insurance is coming from me.
Another pressure.
It's more
popularity. It has nothing to do with
these behind the scenes things. You see me put out fires all the time. We on the phone, and it's still let me tell you, the funniest thing is I was asked a question the other day, and somebody was like, "I don't know how you keep it together because I just be mentally checked out." Wow. Have you ever felt mentally checked out, not just in business but overall?
I don't know if I would say mentally checked out. I can say I felt overwhelmed. I felt depressed. I felt tired. I felt grieved. I felt unfulfilled. I think when you get to the point of mentally checking out, then it's borderline. You need help. Because when you mentally check out, it means that you're not even functioning cognitively. And how can you exist if you're not thinking? Yep. So I've never been there, but I've definitely been at the point of enough is enough. I can't take anymore. Why is this happening? What am I supposed to do now? But I used to always say how much more I gotta take? And my spiritual mother always say that much more, that much. And I'm like, what? But it's just me. And she was like, yeah, but you're really, we're graced to do great things, but we're also graced to overcome and hard things. And so Prophet Friend always told me, you can do hard things. You can do hard things. And I can. Now, I'm not saying that you should, like the capacity that you hold is not my capacity.
Right.
I don't know if where I am right now, I can manage everything that you manage. But then also, could you manage being a single mom with 3 children in a different city, taking care of a loved one? You just and in grad school, and have a job, and have a business, right? So my capacity is not your capacity. I don't think it's about being mentally checked out. I think it's about knowing your boundaries and knowing yourself and knowing how to check in. Because I've been away for a whole year, I've been able to check in with me.
With you.
Like literally, like I was there, like, where you been? Out the scene, off the scene and out the way. Like I'm off the scene, I'm out the way. Now I'm popping back out slowly but surely, but it's different. I'm not popping out to come to your networking event. I'm not popping out to go to dinner with you. I'm popping out to travel with my sister, to build content, to create generational wealth.
To build
I'm popping out to
brands.
minister. I'm popping out to pray. I'm popping out for what I want to pop out for.
That part.
Period.
Because I think we take entrepreneurship as I can do what I want, but you're not free if you're a slave to your business. And I think that a lot of people don't realize, damn, I'm a slave to my business. If your computer is glued to your hip, your phone is glued to your hip, you glued to social media, you glued to all of these different platforms that you have to that you feel like you have to show up on. What you said when we woke up, Dricka, you wasn't up 2 hours ago. How you supposed to get up here?
How?
My presence is always gonna be there, but I'm present in where I am.
Yeah.
So like just putting out the phone and always, like I record stuff, I get the content, but it probably be in my phone until I feel like getting it out of my phone, or until I feel like let me post this. But I'm way somewhere else by the time.
And I think that's a really good point because we are different in that regard. But I understand our industries and I understand our businesses, right? So because my business thrives off, I'm not gonna say my business, I'm gonna say my ministry. Because my business is different. My business is much like Call the Capital, out the scene. You don't have to see me. I'm making money. Right. It's all good. But my ministry is all on. People have seen my successes, my failures, my struggles. So I post behind the scenes. I post things that I do in real time because I want you to see that. You saw me last week, literally in the hospital, hooked up with a breathing machine. And now this next week, you see me flying first class with my friend. You know what I'm saying? So but that's true to me.
Yeah.
So I feel like with business and with entrepreneurship, like you said, you have to do what's true to you. And if you don't have the capacity, you have to learn how to say, I don't have the capacity. Period.
I don't think people realize that they don't have the capacity
because that's what burnout comes in. They realize that they don't, but it's the motives. They want to be seen. I want to be with the in crowd. I want to have a look. I want to do this. So I know that behind the scenes, I'm struggling to do this, but I'm gonna do it because I want to be seen with Dricka. I want to be seen with Pretty, or I want to be seen with this one. Or I want to be on this photo album. But after this photo op, you don't have no money to get home. Or after this photo op, you're tired. Or I've never lived that life. I've never lied to kick it. If I don't have it, fat, I ain't got it. I ain't better come. But I'll tell you, look, Dricka, I ain't got it. You got 100 for me? All right, well, I'm not coming. I don't thrive off that. But in this society, I feel like business owners do because they think they have to. Yes. They do not.
I think they do. I think a lot of people look at, even with events, because we go to a lot of events, we host events, virtually, in person, whatever. Like, we've mastered that, right? But I feel like people feel like, get in a room. That was a whole thing, right? That was
just get in the room.
Just get in the room. But
when you
get in the room, what you gonna do? You in the room, you sitting in the back. You in the room, you're not talking to nobody.
Is this even the right room for me?
Or do you even know how to work the room? Yeah. Because it's not even just, is this the right room for me? Because you should be able to work whatever room you're in.
Right.
I could be in a room full of the majority, right? Because we known as the minority. But if I'm in a room full of the majority, I'm going to get the attention and they're going to be like, who is they? Right? Who is Danielle? We look at ourselves as the little black girl from New Orleans. But the world looking at us like,
how did you overcome all of this? How are you making this money? Oh my goodness, you do all of that? How? What supports do you have? Like, so what I'm saying, and what I said about that is being in the wrong rooms is because I believe that you can be in the wrong room. I believe that you can work any room. But if I'm in a space where I am now, where I'm all for self-help, self-care, I'm learning how to decompress and learning how to sit with myself. And I'm in the room with you and you're talking about how to make $1 million in 6 days. I know that takes mental strength.
I'm not ready.
That's not my room.
Are you ready?
That's not my room. So I'm gonna go there and get all the information, and I don't even know how to apply it.
It's overload. And
But I'm in the room because they told me, the girls told me I got to get in the room.
So I got to get in the room and get a picture.
The girls told me, but the girls not in the room that I'm in. But they're telling me to get it. They tell me to get in the room and they're not there.
You trying to go viral or you trying to add value?
Yeah.
Like we have to be serious about rooms we sit in. We have to be serious about panels we sit on. We have to be serious about audiences that we talk to, because we know who we want to talk to. Just like you said, your niche audience is kingdom built businesses, right? And we're going to go back to, your step 2, which was legalization. But I don't want to get off on a tangent, but I just wanted to like give them that, because a lot of times people listen and they like, man, that one piece that Danielle said, or that one piece, or that one tip that Dricka dropped, you know what I'm saying, was the key to me getting off my ass, right? And saying, you know what, I've been doing this all wrong, or I've been doing it all right, but with the wrong people. Right. Like that makes a difference too. I'm doing it right, but I'm dragging the wrong people. And we talked about that in the beginning of the year. And I was like, girl, like sometimes we be texting each other with tears in our eyes
all the time,
but I don't got time to pick up the phone and call.
But I can say this moment.
I can say blah, 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 blah. Pick up a voice memo and say Danny da 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 da.
Yep.
And we gonna get it done no matter what. Yep. But I don't know what you have on your plate on a daily basis. Yeah. You my sister, I'm your sister, but I don't know what you carry on a daily basis, right? You don't know what I carry on a daily basis. When people look at me, they just like, she always smiling, she nice, she cool.
Don't have a clue.
You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know how we just sat down.
Yes.
For a year after running for 3, 4, 5 years.
You hear me?
You know what I'm saying? Like just rebuilding all of those things and picking apart what don't need to be there. Breaking relationships, right? Like that are valuable. Like we talked about that too. You know it's a valuable relationship, but it's just not doing what you need to do right now.
One thing that God told me in my time away, I have so many nuggets. Like I'm literally
we gonna get into it.
Am I writing a book? Like I have so many prophetic words about writing. I have so much to share. I'm so full. But one thing about value and like time apart and like friendships and like the circles that we run in, you have to really understand who you are and what's important to you. And you have to cut some relationships off completely. You have to close certain doors, and it looks different for everybody. But that's important for you to go to the next level. You really have to do that and
share some skin.
And it's challenging sometimes, but a lot of those things will slow you down. One of my friends told me, this was like a year ago. My friend told me, it was 2 of my best friends, and I kept having these dreams and these dreams and these dreams. And my best friend, she called me one day. She said, and she's not as spiritual as I am. She said, you got to leave us. You got to let us go. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She said, girl, I had a dream. She said, you was running this race, a marathon. She said, and it was a finish line. She said, you had been past the finish line. We was all at the finish line waving our hands and showing our flags off. She said, when you got across the finish line, you gave us the baton. She said, God was telling me, we have to let you go because we're holding you down. Ooh. Now, this is one of my best friends. I only have 2.
And I know you was crying like a baby.
And I was like, she said, she was crying. She was like, D, I'm sorry. She was like, we depend on you for so much. You always there. You there for whatever we need. You pour into us. You so into us. She said, you gotta go because we're holding you back. You know the level of love and honor that took for her to admit that because I would never tell her that because I didn't see it as holding me back. I saw it as I'm being a good friend. But God revealed it to her like, baby, let her fly because she coming back for y'all. But I didn't need her. I didn't need to take her with me. I needed her to be my cheerleader because I'm gonna run this journey. Cheer me on at the finish line. So when I finish, like I said, who? Listen, Drake, don't go there. Don't do that. Avoid him. Swing left, back up right there because I did it for you. But if I'm taking you with me, that means we encountering the same things together. You can't help me and I can't help you.
Right.
Somebody got to be the forerunner.
Right.
And somebody got to be the cheerleader.
Right. But it takes a bigger person to be the cheerleader. Right? Because
then a forerunner. Because
really
I have to watch you and cheer you on and encourage you. I want to be where you and I want to be where you are right now.
Without envy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people are the cheerleader, but they just cheerleading because you told them to come.
Yeah.
Or just come to my speaking engagement.
They in your crowd, but they're not in your corner.
They're not in your corner. Or they in your circle, but they're not for you. Yeah. Right? And we put people in our circle. Yeah. We hanging out with, prime example, you at work. You spending 5 days a week with this person. You spending 40 hours a week with this person, right? Y'all go to lunch together. Y'all grip and grime about the same things at work, and they change this and they change that. Y'all become closer. So in your mind, as a human, not just a woman, not just a man, but as a human, you feel like, oh, we getting close. Next thing you know, you at happy hour. Next thing you know, you going to an event or whatever the case may be, and you feel like
that's your friend.
We friends.
That's your work partner.
And I'm super big on we not friends.
We're not friends.
And people take that as harsh, but it's not harsh. I know how to avoid unwanted friendships or unwarranted. I ain't gonna say wanted. Unwarranted friendships or categorize people as associates, business partners.
I've learned that so much in this time away about the definition of a friend because I am loyal to a fault. Ooh, and my heart is so big. I cannot change that. I don't want to change it. I used to want to, but I don't. But what I realized is I had a lot of people in the wrong categories.
For me,
I was a friend to a lot of people, but a lot of people weren't friends to me.
Right.
And what I realized is it's no fault to them. The type of person I am and who I am in Christ, everybody can be my friend. I am a prophet. I will call you and tell you, the Lord is telling me, you're doing this. All right, I love you. I'll call you later. I don't need no explanation. That take a lot. I'm moody.
Right.
I don't want to be bothered. I will withdraw. I was up. You asleep, getting your rest. I was up at 5:00 on my face, studying. It takes a different. That don't mean I'm better than you. It just means that my friends have to have a level of grace that most people couldn't handle. They couldn't handle that. But it's cool to say you my friend. But we're not friends. Like friends. I've learned that everybody. So I've learned to say, that's my business associate, or that's my friend girl, or that's my home girl, or that's somebody I deal with, but that's not my friend
or my sis.
Yeah,
they throw sis around.
I'm not doing that.
Like it's nothing. And first of all, biologically, I don't have sisters, so I don't have that grace to give you. I don't have that. I'm not the graceful one, right? So I have a brother. My cousins mostly boys.
Yeah.
So I'm more masculine. I'm gonna say strong-willed with who I give the friend word to. And of course, as you elevate and as you grow, you learn what you expect in a friend.
Yes.
Or you get around friends that treat you completely different than your friend group that you've been having 20 years, right? Like this been my friend group, but they never did this. Yeah. I never even know I wanted this.
Yes.
I never even know I expected this.
I know this was acceptable. I could you could do this for me. I could have this. We could do that.
We could do that.
How? Right. Or somebody's doing for me, but I've done for everybody else.
Yes.
And you feel like you don't deserve it. No, sweetheart, this is how it should be.
How it should
You're accepting less than because you've always been the one to hold everybody. Last season, I let everybody go. It was God, my children, my stepdaddy, period. Like that's it. I still connected with a certain number of people. I would text you, call you here and there. But that was it because I had to get back to Danny. Like I had lost myself because I had pictures of me in New Orleans, in Texas, in Mississippi, baby, what do you want? And I realized I don't like that. I don't want that. I didn't like that conversation. I don't even like the people. That ain't me. They like. They care. I don't like that. I don't want to be bothered. I don't like what we had a conversation. I said, Drake, I don't want none of that. I don't like them people. Why did we do that?
Why are we going? Why are we showing up?
It's a no. It's a no.
We don't need to do that. And then we also had a conversation about when we do show up, getting on pictures with people.
Well,
all of those things like that.
Yeah, they know
has to be intentional.
That is not my testimony. We have been to great events, amazing events, and everybody taking their photo ops and they're like, where's Annie at her table, meeting the people that support her, loving on people. Don't associate me with a group of people. Like I don't want to be that because. Not that I think I'm better. I don't know how you live outside of this picture. I don't know what you do. I don't know where your integrity is.
I don't know how you run your business.
And my integrity means the world to me. Yeah. And they're gonna say Danny and them, or Danny and Dricka and them. Yep. Oh no, that was them. No. Yep. That was Dricka. That was Danny. That was her, him, and them. I don't want to be associated with that. No.
Yeah, me either.
No. Especially if I can't call you and tell you I need to borrow $500. I can't.
Who can you call? Who can you call right now? Look at your Rolodex.
How much? What's the price?
Not only just looking at your Rolodex, you know what? On the flip side of that is, look at your circle and wish y'all network together. It don't matter if your part of the network is 10% of that pie. What is y'all network together, right? Like, what can y'all do that's impactful, that's purposeful, that's gonna yield a result that people want? With your circle.
One thing about entrepreneurship, I'm big on it. And I realized recently, Zyron told me this. Zyron was like, "You're a big deal," and I'm like, "No, you really are a big deal." And he was like the third or fourth person that told me that. And I had my therapist actually told me, she was like, I have never met somebody like you before. And I had to repent to God and told God I was living lower than who I am. It's this false sense of humility, like I'm humble, but really, when I looked at my circle of influence and my friends, within the last, I'm gonna say 4 or 5 years, about 4 of my close friends have become multi-millionaires.
Right.
Like I'm talking about, get the phone right now and be like, multi-millionaires. Why are you in these rooms? Why you been introduced to these people? Why are they bragging on what you've done for them? Like I'm not in the room with millionaires and they're telling me, oh, you could do this. They say, oh, Danny helped me to do this. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have that. And I had to think about, if all of those are millionaires and I'm in their circle of influence, why am I not another millionaire? I had to look back and say, because you're around her, him, them, they. Okay, I can never attract a millionaire mindset if I'm around people who still thinking as small birds and buzzards. So I had to get out of that and realize I am a big deal. I started charging what I was worth. I started reading. I started researching. I started studying. We talked about this airport thing. When I'm in the airport, you're not going to see me anymore with no jeans and no flip-flops on. Not when I'm going into the Delta Sky Lounge and I'm flying first class. I'm going to start to attract the lifestyle. The lifestyle that I desire. I started having these conversations about, like, we talking about compliance, right? I can't expect to be a multi-millionaire if I don't want to pay compliance for my LLC, or if I don't want to renew all of these things, or if I'm mad that I have to pay the IRS $8,000 back. But love, you wanted to make the money, you're making the money. So really what it got to me was I was cursing God. I'm asking God to bless me with this exponential wealth. He's blessing me with the wealth, and I don't want to pay a percentage of that.
Stop right there. Okay, that even goes with tithing, right? People don't think about that. You want to make multi-millions, but you want me to write all your stuff down on your taxes to where you break even.
How?
Or to where you don't owe anything.
But that's not integral. You've made it. I understand. Listen.
No, you made it, but you didn't manage it. Yeah. And that is the issue. And I think that people need to realize that having separate accounts is not just having separate accounts. You need to manage those accounts the right way. God is not going to bless you with more, because people don't realize the $3. If you know how to hold on to that $3 to the end of the week till you get paid, till you
come on.
Don't wait till you get your check and then say, I'm going out to eat today. No, because you lasted with $3
for a whole week.
So that means you can last with them $3. He's not gonna bless the $3 and make it 3,000 or 300 or 30,000 until you know how to manage the 3. If every 2 weeks you still back down to them same $3,
something is not right.
You have an issue with management. You have an issue with discipline. You have an issue with living within your means.
Discipline. That's another lesson I learned in this season of me being away. He told me in 2021, consistency, discipline, and focus. I didn't get the full revelation or the manifestation of that until this year, because I had some goals, I had some desires, I did well, and then I said, why am I was that person. At the end of the month, where's my money? Like, what happened? Now, I don't live an extravagant lifestyle, but I was like, okay, well, what is going on? I was living day to day. I wasn't managing my money. I wasn't squandering it, but I wasn't doing right by it. What I learned was, okay, now I need a budget. I need a consistent budget. I need to manage my money. Right now, I am still an entrepreneur, but I also work. Things change. Situations change. Every pay period that I get paid right now, every pay period, I'm taking $1,000 and putting it into my high yield interest every pay period. So every month, at a minimum, I'm saving $2,000. I can travel and we can do all of these things. When I get paid, the first thing I'm going to do is pay my tithe. The second thing I'm going to do is transfer that $1,000. After that, I'm going to budget my household finances. I can have an extra $1,000 left for the month, Dricka. I'm not spending that $1,000 because my hand go to itching, because I'm thinking, okay, I got this extra $1,000. Do I want to put it in my high yield savings? Do I want to pay off a credit card? Do I want to invest it? Like, my mindset has shifted now about how I look at money. My money now is working for me. I don't work for it.
Right.
But I'm sleeping. That money in that high yield interest savings account is working. My student loan debt cleared. Right now, today, right now, I have, outside of my car, $10,000 in debt. You know how I'm so focused on pay debt, just $10,000.
You're looking like
I came from having $60,000 in debt. I only got $10,000 left. If I don't clear that $10,000 so fast, so I can get the things that I want, but like, come, what we doing?
So I can live how I
Entrepreneur. What are we doing now so that we can live the best life? we talked about all these things, but now I have that autonomy to say, where we going? Bali? Wait, on the 5th? All right, let me do this. Let me book my flight. I can do that now. I'm not saying, but let me save up here and there. I have a savings. Now I'm saying, okay, well, I don't want to do Bali, but let's do Africa. So I won't do Africa. So like, let me
right.
I can do that now. I don't have to stutter. I'm not waking up checking my accounts every 5 minutes to see something went through. What
did something come out?
Oh my God, I forgot about this. I'm not doing that. I've learned that.
I've been there, but don't forget we've been there. Like, and a lot of people feel like, oh, you just so good with money. You just so good with business. You just so no. I had to learn. You know how many times I had to bump my head. You know how many times I had to be broke.
Yes, literally,
be broke.
Mm-hmm.
But
sacrifice.
This is the difference: being broke after being rich. Imagine that. Like, a lot of people want to get rich. They want to be rich.
I ain't broke, but I'm building.
Right?
I'm rebuilding.
They want to be rich. They want to be wealthy, but they don't want to be broke. If you don't know how to be broke, you ain't gonna know how to be wealthy. Not just rich.
Yeah.
Wealthy. And wealth is freedom. It's not just freedom from being behind the computer. It's freedom from everything. I want to wake up and get up and do whatever I want. Yeah. If I want to wake up and lay in the bed,
all day,
do that. If I want to wake up and get on a plane, I can do that. If I want to wake up and bring my kids to school and make sure they get to school in one piece, I ain't got to worry about getting them up, getting them on the bus. Did the bus drive right? Did the bus get in the right? I don't have to worry about that. That's my freedom, right? And I worked jobs to get this freedom, right? Because a few years, I had to get a nanny to pick my child up because I didn't get off in time. And they had to go to aftercare and make sure their homework done. That was taken away from me, right? Like, I couldn't sit down and do homework with you because I'm getting off at 5. Then I gotta cook. Then I gotta do this. Then I gotta do that. So you have to think about all of those moving pieces, right? As a mom, as you building a business.
Yep.
At that time, as a fiance, I wasn't even a wife yet, but I had a child. So I always, as an adult, I've always had a responsibility.
Yeah.
I've been a mom since 18 if you count the pregnancy, right? So I've always had the responsibility as soon as I became an adult. People don't understand what that means or why you think differently or why you react differently because I got a lot to lose.
Not even your responsibility, but like you said, you have a lot to lose because there's so many different type of entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. It goes back again to your why. What is driving you? What is your motivation? The fact that you were a mom and I'm a mom too. And I think bigger than being a mom or being your children is, like we talked about this yesterday, right? So my son is 18, made 18, right? He's about to go to the Marines, all of the things. And so I'm so proud of him. But if he didn't go to the Marines when he started college, because I thought bigger than that, even me with my finite mind back then, he has $30,000 in a tuition account. So that when he made 18, every semester he was enrolled in college, he would have gotten a payout, $4,000 every semester, all 4 years, right?
And that's a lot of money for a child.
Listen, right now today, because he decided to go to Marines, that money is still his. He's building wealth. I want to do that for my daughters as well, right? So it's not just about, I'm doing it for my children, but what are you doing for them? You're grinding for them, but what's the benefit of that? It's not enough to say they have shoes on their back, they have clothes. That's great.
Right.
That's the bare minimum. That's what you should do.
Right.
But you can't leave. That's not a legacy behind. What I can leave behind for him right now at 18 is a 700 credit score.
Yes.
It's an American Express card at 18.
Yep.
It's a Capital One card with a high balance at 18. And with income, he's getting income coming in consistently that he don't even get to touch because Uncle Sam gonna pay for.
Right.
That is legacy.
Right.
That's legacy.
And not only that, similar to that, me and my daughter have a pay. You cannot move out until you have this amount in your account. I'm starting you off. You don't have to work through college, right? Like, these are things that it's freedom, it's wealth to me. Yeah. I don't want you to work through college. I did that.
I've done that.
I did that.
I know, right?
I can't sit up here and coach the world and not coach you.
Yeah.
Not raise you when I'm raising grown adults on things that they should have known, right? But who am I to say that they should have known it? Because some of the stuff I learned on the way. Not saying that my parents didn't teach me nothing, because I've been learning how to balance checkbooks and have savings accounts.
What about the ones who parents did teach them? At what point do you decide, okay, this is something different for me now? And that's the thing about entrepreneurship, that's one of my gripes, right? Nobody taught me how to do this. Nobody taught any of us how
to do it.
We are most of us are first generation entrepreneurs, right? Nobody taught us. So when we did learn and when we do learn, we're reaching back and we're teaching somebody else, but we're using that to sustain ourselves. Stop using excuses. My gifted teacher, I wasn't gifted since I was in kindergarten. My gifted teacher always said, excuses are for losers.
It is.
And I didn't get that until I got older. I don't believe that an excuse is a dressed up lie because it's really an excuse, but how is it benefiting you? It's for losers. Oh, I woke up late. That's an excuse. Set your alarm for 30 minutes earlier.
Yep.
Oh, my tire was flat, and I okay, great. Now that your tire fixed, go get the tires up. What happened again? Like, what's the excuse about? Because at the end of the day, you're making excuses about something that's gonna benefit you. Your excuse ain't for me. It's for you.
You could keep it. I don't even accept them.
That's all. If that's your excuse. If that's your reason, great. But that's not gonna affect me. That's gonna affect you. What's your heart posture? That your excuse is gonna hurt you. When Bryce gave me an excuse, I said, all that said and done, I got my degree. Working on my second one. You gotta get yours. Oh, okay, but I got my account. You talking about what you spent your money on, but I got my account. That's hurting you. Until you see that as entrepreneurs, until we see that, it's time out for excuses. Find a way to make one.
Yeah. And that's realistic. I think a lot of times we baby our children. Our children are sheltered way more than us. We
Very
much
much.
Off the porch.
Off the porch, out the door, in the club,
around the corner.
Ain't no coach.
Doing all the things. But our kids not like that. A lot of kids not like that. And I think that a lot of people get hung up on this parenting thing and they like, well, man, I wish my kid, if you know how they say in church or the old stupid sayings when they say, oh, if I had your hand, I'd throw mine in. You know, my pastor hate those things, right? And I'm always like, well, that's right. Like, we laughing, but this is stuff that we were grown up on. Like, this was taught to us or said around us over and over. Like so a lot of things we have to unlearn to relearn. Because I don't want my child to be at a certain age and have to unlearn stuff.
Yeah.
I want you to say, my mama told me that.
Yeah.
My mama always told me, if a man said, all you got to do is this, that's a bad plan. She know that right now. She been saying that since she was 10.
Yeah.
She know how to do skills that I have as a grown adult, as a teenager. So she's already well equipped to go in the world. I told her, you don't even physically really have to go to college if you don't want to go to college. That's all up to you, but you got to have a plan.
Yeah.
You're not going to be a grown adult that I'm taking care of that's not doing nothing. That's not what you're doing.
And I think with the planning, I think that's really big for us too, especially like with entrepreneurs. We talked about this morning about like having a plan. Your plan is your vision, right?
It is.
And your plans can change, but you have to have something, right? Since I'm a kingdom entrepreneur, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, write the vision, make it plain, that men might run with it. The vision is not for you.
It's not.
It's for you to foresee, to give out for somebody else to carry. How can they carry what you're not throwing? And we get upset.
How can they carry what we didn't write down?
Yeah.
We want to hire people to do stuff and get frustrated when they don't know what you're talking about. Because all you're doing is getting on a call with them.
You should know. I get it. I want this.
You did it. You got it. All right. Boom, boom. Right. But in actuality, they don't have it. But they're afraid to tell you. No matter how many open door policies you got, call me, text me, email me, let me know what you have an issue with. They're not going to do it because you didn't put an SOP in place.
Yeah.
You didn't tell them this is how we do things here. This ain't your business. You're coming into my business, my culture, right? Anything that I've cultivated, right? My brain power. This is my name on the door. If you walk in here and you treat somebody wrong, they're going to say what?
Dricka
I'm
people.
calling Dricka. I'm calling Danny. Danny put this lady over the prayer, and I ain't like what she said. Let me call Danny. Because it's not how we operate over here because they're used to the culture that you built, right? But if you're not putting that on paper, how can you miss a deal work?
You can't.
The business is dependent on you showing up at work.
And I think that's
these businesses that we sit in or we patronize are dependent on their employees coming to work.
But when they get to work,
the plan,
they do what to do. They know what to do. And I think that's the lesson that I've learned in entrepreneurship, because I did hire an assistant and she was great. It just didn't really work out. Part of that is because I didn't really have an etched out plan. Another part of that was we weren't really aligned in certain things.
Yes.
But now I'm at this point where I've realized, which is why I'm doing like all of these programs and I'm taking all, like even now as a successful entrepreneur, I'm still learning. I'm a lifelong learner. I'm taking these programs that's benefiting me, not your favorite coach's program.
Right.
I'm talking about the program that's beneficial, that covers the skills that I haven't mastered. I have systems, I have integrations, I get that, but I want to learn more about customer retention. I want to learn more about how to target my specific audience. I want to learn more about how to scale and grow. I want to learn more about likability, rate of. I want to learn about those things. So I'm taking these classes. I want to learn more about business finances and business funding, certifications, these things that I can teach you, but I want to be an expert at it myself. So I'm doing that. And I think that's another part of entrepreneurship, that we just in the hustle and the bustle of making money, but we don't retain the money because we don't know what to do after we've made it.
Right.
So I had a prayer call that I did a couple of years ago that says, so you're pregnant, now what? Mine was about me being pregnant out of wedlock, and then as an elder, now what? But if I flip that to the entrepreneur world, so you made 6 figures, now what?
Now what?
What's
you
to
made
do
$1
with
million,
it?
now what?
Now what? What's next? And I've learned now that it's not about just making the money and retaining the money. Where's your philanthropy?
On the flip
who
side
are you
of
giving
that,
back? Who are you, teaching? What are you doing with them? What are you like? Who are you helping? It's not always about the rat race. I'm getting money. But when is the last time you invested in a woman and said, I know you can't come to my event, but come and be my VIP on me? Let me tell you. You remember Sabrina, who came to one of my events? Sabrina, she just passed away last month. She just passed away. I didn't know Sabrina personally, right? But she would follow me on social media, all the things that she reached out. She said, I want to come to your event. I heard the money. I said, come and be VIP. Oh, no, I said, no, you're my guest, right? From that time, we cultivated a relationship. We talked. When she was sick, I would call and check on her. She was literally dying, and I stopped, FaceTime her, let's talk, let's spread all the things that encouraged her from somebody that I invested in that I didn't know at all. It didn't benefit. And nobody didn't know that she was they didn't know that. Right. But she had a need.
They don't need to know that.
I met the need, and from that, I was able to minister to someone literally her last moments on earth. But I could have said, oh, no, baby, the tickets is $125 for VIP. If you don't have it, then you can.
I got Clone, I got Sezzle. That's my only options. And it's not always your only options. Like, that's a part of wealth.
Remember where you started.
That's a part of wealth. Remember where you started when you didn't even want to buy a ticket to
no events. $125.
Oh, you didn't want to pay $40
for a class.
We've been at events where we know it was jam packed with value. Yeah. We knew it was gonna be jam packed with people that wanted to see us and hear from us, but they barely wanted to pay a certain amount because they didn't value us. But we've also been in rooms where they've paid thousands of dollars to see us.
Flights,
for 15
hotels,
minutes.
Accommodations, driver. Like, listen,
15 minutes.
My last event that I did in Houston, when I tell you top tier, the booking of the flight, all of my preferences, a driver at the airport, had my luggage, walked into my room, met me at the front desk, had my accommodations already in the room. I'm talking about top, literally, Danielle Matthews, top tier. Got there, did my session. My session was supposed to be like an hour, ended up being like an hour and a half. Did my session, had women sign up for my session, connected with the brand, and I'll see you next year if you will have me. I would love to have you back. Could you clear your schedule for next year? I would love to have you.
Right.
I didn't have to do no promoting on no flyer 57, none of that stuff. I didn't have to do all that, go on live and all of that. They knew the value because I've proven my value. Yes. And that's where I am. I want to be around people. No, I'm going to be around people that know my value, appreciate me, and honor me. And that's it.
That's it. Period. No explanation needed behind it because a lot of times.
And I don't want to be let's take a picture.
Ask me the questions that you need answered.
I don't want to take a picture.
Like, I want you to know that the door is open for you to ask the question that you need answered. When people come up to me and they feel like, I don't know what to say, or I don't know what to ask me what's on your heart.
What you need?
Ask me the real. Because if I don't know, I have no problem telling you I don't know. But what I'm not going to do is come back to you another time and not know. Because I'm going to figure it out, or I'm going to invest, or I'm going to study and figure out what was the answer to that question.
For me first, and for you.
But if I do know, I'm going to give it to you. Because people come to me with ideas, brands, all brilliant stuff. And as soon as they say it, light bulb go off in my head, right? Like, I know I'm a visionary. I know I'm chosen behind that, right? If you say, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. Okay, this is how you do it. But oftentimes we do it based off how we did it.
Yes.
And that's not always the right answer, right? Like, and let me tell you, before I started coaching, like when I was mentoring for free, I was teaching you what I knew and how I did it. Everybody don't need square.
And you know what people?
Everybody don't need straight.
You know what?
Everybody.
Let me say the lesson I learned in paying from that. My mom helped me with this. She said, why are you upset? Bishop loves too. Why are you upset?
Mhm.
I said, because she said, you gave them the blueprint. You gave them your hand. They are mimicking you
Mhm.
because you show them how. They do have your brand colors because you gave it to them. They do talk like you because you've allowed them to.
Right,
You've given
right.
them so much of you that there's no distinction between you and them. Now they can't ever beat you because of your anointing and your brand.
Yeah.
So what I've learned is how to give, how to share, how to support, and how to draw back.
But this is the thing. How to give is how to let go. I can't say I came taught Danielle and whoever else is in the audience and don't want them to use it. Once I give it to you,
It's yours.
That's just like if you give somebody, when people homeless on the street, I can't tell him what to do with the dollars or whatever I gave.
My
to
heart
that
was in the
homeless
gift.
person. I gave it, I let it go. If I give somebody money and loan them the money, I gave it, I let it go. If you pay me back, you pay me back. That's your integrity, right? My integrity was on giving it to you.
Yeah.
That's with anything. So I just had to make it to where people can see it and feel it.
I'm not giving
but I can give freely because it's not taking away from me.
I'm not giving no money no more. I got so much money left out on the table, and when I was in a situation where I needed,
that's true, but that shouldn't change how you give.
It changes my boundaries, and it changes my capacity, and it changes
what you give to.
Yes, and who you give to, and why. I was just giving because they asked, they needed. It's my heart. Now I realize the power of seed. See that book I was studying about deliverance from demonic covenants and curses? I'm giving it to Dricka because I love Dricka and that's my sister.
Yep.
Dricka is dealing with witchcraft. I don't know what Dricka got going on. So I'm seeding in $100 into Dricka and I'm wondering why I can't get over this hump of a poverty mindset. And I'm thinking, Lord, I'm doing this, but you sold into damnation. But that's my sister. No.
Right.
No.
Right.
We can't do that. As entrepreneurs, we fall into that a lot. We give so much money away. Some of it is because we have this survivor's remorse, like, oh, I got it. I want to help them people. Other is because I understand where they've been and all that. But this is my thing. When you give to people who don't have, with the expectation of getting back, you'll never give back. But also, if I'm giving to you, how is that going to benefit you when I give it to you? What are you going to do with it? Clearly, you can't give it back to me because you don't have it. But what are you doing with it? How is your lifestyle? I've given money to people that I've seen do great things. Come back and try to pay me back.
Don't worry about it.
God bless you. I've also given to people who would come back in 3 months and the bank of Matthews and Co. is closed.
Again, like on top of that,
lessons learned through
takers
maturity.
Don't have limits. Givers don't have limits, but takers don't also. So as much as you could give, they're going to take. But on the flip side of that is we have to think about why they asked you to give.
Because they know you was going to give it to them.
Right? Because I get asked to sponsor a lot of events. Everything not going to get approved for sponsorship.
I used to sponsor events all the time. And I still do, but I give to certain causes. And I'm blessed in that. I'm going to say Unisha, for example. I'm blessed in that I didn't even know Unisha when she started. But I had an event and she was like, oh my God, I've been following you. I love you. Here's, and I'm not going to say the amount, but it was commas. Here's for your event. I don't think that is strange that she did that because on her backside for years, how many times you did the back to school giveaway? Or send a box of book sacks, send a box of this. How many times? I'm going all out to don't put my name. I don't want to be on no flyer. I've always sold into people. So now I understand now that I'm reaping the benefits of my soul and I'm open to that. I'm not, I used to be like, oh no, don't worry about it. What you want to give me right now?
Yep.
I want it. Thank you.
Receiving. What's the question to receive? Receiving.
Yes.
Because a lot of times we give so much and it burns you out to where you feel like, I'm not giving no more.
Yep.
And it shouldn't. Because it shouldn't change how you give.
You have to check your heart.
You have to figure out, talk to God, talk to higher power, what you need to do. And say, is this in alignment with what I need to be given to?
Yes.
Not just because it's my friend.
Yeah.
Not just because it's my business partner, my ex-coworker, my whatever. Not just because of those relationships. I'm not just giving.
Yep.
Not just because I have money.
And I learned that. Right. I also learned boundaries. I learned boundaries in business, boundaries in relationship, boundaries in friendships. Because when I looked at it, especially I've been away for a year. When I looked at it,
he's so good.
I began to I begin to look at the things that I've done for people and who I've sown into physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and looked at their capacity to pour back into me. And I don't really believe in all the time reciprocity, because sometimes God doesn't work like that. You reap what you sow. It might not be from the same person, but what I looked at it as, you have to look at yourself and look at your deficits. If I keep giving and giving and giving, and when I need, there is nobody to give back into me, that's a Danielle problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Danielle problem, because why have you opened up yourself to be an open target for this? And when you need, nobody can pour back into you. You got to start checking yourself.
Mm-hmm. But not
that's
only that's one part of it, but also not only that I'm always giving. I'm not looking to receive what I give back, because nobody will ever be able to. It's not an even exchange.
Yeah,
it's not a level.
I don't want to even exchange. Right? I just want a consideration. How you been? What do you need? How can I pray with you?
What I just told
you okay?
You see me, but you don't know I barely sleep. You was like, dang. So how you dealt with that, Dree?
Yeah.
What you did? Okay, you went to the doctor. You went saw about it. Like, okay. What's your end goal with this? Like, we talked about that behind the scenes. Yeah. Okay, now it makes sense.
Yep.
Now it makes sense that you separated yourself from certain people.
I get it.
It makes sense that you switched up the brands and separated some things, and it makes sense now, right? Mm-hmm. And that goes back into what we've been doing for this past year. Mm-hmm. Wait. Before we even get into that part, we got to go into number 2, was the legalization of business, right?
Too much.
Legalization of business. That was your number 2.
Yep.
Okay, so go there.
So one thing about like business legalization is in compliance, right? Like so one of the things that I talked about was like losing my brand, mm-hmm. right? Losing my name for Pretty Girls Praise to Pretty, because I didn't have my system set up the right way.
Right.
And that's a big thing for entrepreneurs and business owners. We're talking about comma conversation. You want to have commas, but your business is not structured correctly. You want to have a comma, but you don't have compliance together. Mm-hmm. So if you do apply for these grants and these loans, and they say, oh, okay, well, show me your profit and loss statement. Well, I've been using Cash App.
Oh, I don't know what a profit and loss statement is.
How you get that?
I have QuickBooks, but I never logged in.
I never did it. It's like you're not ready. Like, so mm-hmm. that's a big part of the lessons too. So that's why I've hired an accountant. That's why I've started to manage my money better. That's why I believe I'm almost debt free, mm-hmm. because my mindset shifted and I began to change some things. And God said, now you get it, daughter. Because I know I'm a millionaire. It's mm-hmm. been prophesied to me years before. Like, I know,
bigger.
I know it to be true. Well, why is it not lining up with what I see? Because mentally I wasn't there. Mm-hmm. But now that I'm there, I'm aligning myself up, strategically aligning myself to have those things. And I make no excuses about it. So if that means I'm off the scene and out the way, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, definitely. Okay with nothing wrong. If we go on the scene right now, it's still the same. The scene ain't going to change.
I wouldn't know.
The location might.
I wouldn't know.
But the scene won't change.
We talked last night. I was like, wait, what? Who? When? What?
The scene won't change, Danny. Like, we could be off the scene for 20 years.
Pop back out.
And we're going to go back, and the scene is going to be the
exact same thing.
So you're not missing nothing. And I want people to know, like, you're not missing nothing by not being on the scene. You're not missing nothing by not going to happy hour. You're not missing nothing by not going to this dinner.
My hour is happy when my bank account line up with what I want. I have a lot of happy hours. I'm having happy hour right now with this
right
tea,
now,
and in this beautiful hotel with my Alexa. I'm very happy at this very hour.
That's happy hour. Like, that's fulfillment. Yeah. What you do is not fulfillment. No. Like, what you do might be life-changing to somebody. What you say might be life-changing to somebody. When somebody reaches that peak of what the promise is, or what we told them, hey, you can make $9,000 in 30 days if you do X, Y, Z. Yes. You can make $9,000 in less than 30 days.
You can make it in an hour.
If you get around
the right people.
And you're ready to do the work. Because a lot of times they're like, oh, I need a mentor, I need a coach. But you're not even really willing to do the work. Like, you're not ready to hit the benchmarks that your mentor is providing for you.
And that's a good thing, Dricka, because I'm in this point, we're in this day and age where everybody's mentor, coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had some high figure people reach out to me to coach me, to mentor me, and I wasn't ready to make the financial investment. I have the money, but I have other things aligned for myself.
It's not even that you're not ready to make the financial investment. You don't see the value in it because a lot of times we know more than what you might be making more than me, but I know more than you. And I know more than
you. So good. God told me recently. I kept saying, so I was trying to do my website over again, right? And I kept doing this, and I kept saying, okay, what? And God said, the reason why you're struggling in this aspect and you can't hire nobody is because there's nobody to hire. You are the visionary. You are the trailblazer. You see differently. I give you things differently. Your revelation is kingdom. We have that same. Not even that. I do. I'm not working with nobody that's my kingdom,
right?
And on no fronts. But also, you're looking to give to people what they can't give you because I give the capacity to you.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm in a space where I'm like, all right, Drew, get me right. All this down. I'm just writing it down. It's like, okay, here go the light bulb. We talk just 5 minutes. So I'm like, oh no, we're gonna do this, that. You like, girl, we done made a whole. Because when you're 20 minutes, literally, I don't even think it was 20. Like when you kingdom and we take time to pray and to see God and this your lifestyle, you see things differently. And it's like a lot of time entrepreneurs, they want to go out and run and get a coach. You don't need a coach all the time. Write your vision down, right? And even if you're not faith-based like that, or if you're not as tuned into God, it don't matter. Write your vision, write your goals, and work yourself. Work yourself to the point that you make all this money. You're like, I don't know what to do next.
Yes.
Then you need to hire a coach.
Yes.
She don't need to help you get money. Get it on your own. Once you get it on your own, she or he need to help you scale it, grow it, get you to another level. Because people always say, well, I'm like, I've made 60, I've done it. I've made it. And the coaches are like, well, what you want me to teach you? Because you've done what I would teach you. You've done it already. I can't coach you. I can coach your mindset. So that's why I am now.
I don't need mindset coaching.
I do though, because my mind needs to be shifted, because if all of my friends are millionaires, literally, why am I not a millionaire?
And you could build $1 million businesses.
Bishop said, I'd rather be a king maker than a king. I've been, and I've helped instrumental in them make so much. What is it about? It was my mindset. I didn't think I was enough. I didn't think I was worthy enough. I was still thinking, oh, I'm just a girl from the hood. No, you're not. You're not her.
That's not who you are.
Girl, you are a big dog in the spirit and in the natural. Govern yourself accordingly. So now that's why I see my therapist, because I'm thinking, and she's like, think bigger. Think bigger. And I'm like, okay, so that's what I say. I will invest in that.
The scariest thing is when you start thinking bigger and that's still not big enough. Because when you say think bigger, it's like, okay, instead of 100,000, I want 200,000. That's not thinking bigger, right? That's not thinking bigger. To you, it might be thinking bigger. Or to somebody who's listening, it might be thinking bigger, but that's not the bigger.
That's not God math.
God math is
multiplication. God math is, I'm going to take 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread and we want to feed 5,000. I think it was 21 baskets left over. That's God math. I went to a Millions conference in Atlanta last month, and one of the speakers talked about God math. We say girl math. God math. Like, I want God math where we have this wealth thing and we go to this thing and from here we get global contracts, because that's God math. God math is taking the 2 girls out to Eastern New Orleans, coming from this, and now they are 6-figure entrepreneur earners consistently.
The kids graduated from college. They doing things that nobody in the family ever done. Like, their mindset is my different. Baby have 2 career paths that she want to choose. One, forensic scientist or neurosurgeon. She said, nobody in the family is a doctor. That's why I want to be a neurosurgeon.
I'll be her.
The only reason she kind of don't want to be a neurosurgeon is she don't want to go to school all the time. But she loves forensics. So she figured out a shorter path.
A forensic pathologist.
Exactly.
Bryce the other day. Bryce picked his job for the military. He's going to Marines. He picked the job. It's aviation logistics operator. Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna work on the planes, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna work on the aircraft. And I say, you can be a pilot. Now you're gonna make a lot of money in operations and managing the plane and doing the aircraft. I said, but I don't want you to ever think, son, that you can be the pilot. Don't stop at aviation logistics, because everybody, oh, they sound good. Not for my son.
Right.
You can be the pilot of the aircraft. He said, I never thought about that.
He could be the next Boeing. Boeing is failing if if we talk in aviation, like you got to know the different industries. You have to pay attention
to
the different industries.
Which is why you have these conversations.
Exactly.
In entrepreneurship, think bigger. But you can't think bigger if you're around small-minded people.
Yep.
I couldn't tell him to think because everybody said, he going to the military, he going to the Marines, so that's so good. I'm going to be an Asian. What that is, Bryce, and I'm thinking, you're thinking too small. You're thinking too small.
That's cute, but what else?
Yeah.
That's cute.
Niece said, no, nobody not saying it. I'll consider it only because I can be a trailblazer. I'll consider that. But that's not the sky limit for me. It's a consideration.
But I thought about it because I'm like, dang, like as a mom, I just really sit back and tilt my own head off because it's like,
as you should.
Look how you think. She had a situation with a friend and she was like, this is not my friend. This is not nobody I want to be affiliated with. The reputation that's following her, I don't want to be affiliated with that.
You know what? I love the fact that our children mimic us because they
without
what they see. Bryce was having a situation with a girl. He was they invited the girl to prom. We went to church last Sunday. We was in worship and stuff. And after church, he said, I'm not going to prom with her no more. And I said, why? Bryce, prom is like no week. He said, because that just don't line up with what I believe. I said, huh? He said, the stuff that she doing, the lifestyle, that's not for me. And I feel convicted in my heart. Excuse me?
At 18. But look, 18-year-old young man.
But look at his mom, who always checks her heart and checks her integrity and teaches him how to be humble, teaches him. Like, I don't have to, it's certain things that children pick up that bless me, right? Leah is the prime example. I was talking to praying. I get up in the morning and pray early. I was praying like one morning. Every time I pray early in the morning or late at night, if Brody woke and I'm praying, and once I get the beat in my face, my baby gonna take her throw blanket, power puff or whatever it is, and come throw her blanket over my head because she know that when I'm in, she needs to cover me in the spirit, and that throw blanket covers my head where I talk to God. She 8 years old. How does she know that? Because it's what she see
every time.
She might not understand why I'm covering my mama up, but she knows my mama, her posture has shifted.
Yeah.
She not on her knees no more. Wait a minute. Because when I'm on my knees, she don't do it. But once I get to being in the and I'm down, she come and cover me.
Yeah.
I watch Leah do it. Leah and Bryce interact on social media and interact all the time. Leah always, we take amazing pictures. The pictures she always tag me in is pictures at your events where we bossed up. Now we got our little ratchet pictures. Niece don't post that. Niece sending me pictures of, look at my teeth and my mama bossed up. Your children are a reflection of who you are and what they see.
Not who you pretend to be.
What they see.
That's big. Though.
Comma conversations.
That's big.
What do they see?
Comma conversations is bigger than the money. And that's what I really want people to get from the conversations that we have. It's not always about getting to the money. It's not always about struggling to get to the money. It's not always about magnifying the money, right? But multiplying the money. But it's more about how we feel when we accomplish a certain thing. And that goal could be as small as, I got a new follower. I sold the ticket. Like it.
I got up early and prayed. I drink my 8 ounces of water every day.
Gallon.
Woo!
Yeah, 8 ounces.
Well, you know what I'm saying, but gallon.
Your gallon.
I add mint to my water, though. I have to have mint to it because I be like, no, Lord.
Oh my God, Danielle. No way. But
fresh mint.
Bringing it all together, if we could quickly talk about what we've been doing over the past year. Like, what made you say I need to seclude myself? And I know life be lifing, right? Life can life in good ways. Life can life in bad ways. Life is situational. How do you think about it? That's what a mindset shift comes in. But what you been doing? Because you know what I've been doing.
I've been working. So I left New Orleans. My stepdad was sick, diagnosed with cancer, and I decided to take care of him. My mom passed away, so he has no children. So I moved my children, relocated to a small town outside of Baton Rouge to take care of him. In that time, I've been a caregiver. I've been a mom. I've been building my new business. Launching a new company. I've been working on manuscripts. I've been writing. I've been fasting. I've learned to live a fasted lifestyle. I've been saving. I've paid my student. Well, I haven't paid. God has forgiven my student loan debt. I'm in grad school, almost finished with grad school.
Yeah.
I'll be done hopefully in December. I'll be done with graduate school. I've been working. I've been building my business. I've been being a better me. I've been loving, losing, learning, grieving. I lost two of my godmothers within 2 weeks. One of them funeral is this Saturday. I've been grieving. I've been pouring. I've been being equipped. I've been strategizing. I've been budgeting. I've been saving. I've been reading. I've been podcasting. I've been listening. I've been evolving so that I can make comma.
So wrap the show. What's one word to describe where you are right now?
Ease. I told God that this year I want us to live a life of ease. When I do speaking engagements, because they're coming now, when I do sponsorships, when I do partnerships, when I travel, I want it to be easy.
Yes.
I don't want to have to struggle with nothing.
I don't have to call my bank and see why my card not going through, why this going on, why this happening.
If I get to the airport and our flight, it won't be delayed because of who I am and what I say. But if our flight is delayed, I want to say, okay, we're gonna go to the Sky Lounge. If my son has something for school, my daughters, I want to be able to do it. I want to live a life of ease. If I'm having a relationship with a friend and something is off, I want to be able to disconnect and that be it. I'm not fighting for nothing. I'm gonna fight in the spirit all day. I'm not fighting for friendships. I'm not fighting for relationships. I'm not fighting for business partnerships. If it does not genuinely come to me, like that partnership I got with Black, if it does not come to me, I do not want it. This is my year of ease, but I put in the work. I've struggled. I've lost. I've cried. I've poured. I've been stripped down to nothing. Zero savings. Literally nothing. This is my year of ease. That's ease.
I love it. For me, I can't put it into one, so I'm going to say two. But one is alignment. And we had so many confirmations.
Oh my goodness. The whole weekend.
In the last 24 hours, I've had so many confirmations of the alignment. The second part is freedom.
Yeah.
Because I think we talk about freedom or we talk about wealth, but a lot of people not living free. Like, they might have a little free time,
but they're not free.
But they're not free.
And I believe that living the life of ease is going to lead to living a life of freedom. I don't have a free life just yet because of my major responsibilities, but it's so close. But because I've done the work behind the scenes to do that, I work now full-time and I'm an entrepreneur. But make no mistakes, I could quit today. Right now, today. And I would be all right, ease, like literally ease. But I know what I'm projecting and what I'm building for, and I know a part of my story, and I understand how God uses me. I'm not qualified to talk about building a 6-figure business, losing it and building it back up again if I have not done it. So I know that this part of my story, the out the way for a year, is going to be like, oh my goodness, that's where she been. So when I pop out, because I ain't pop out, I've been giving them the snippets. When I pop out, they're going to be like, woo, she's back. No, she's not.
Can I give you this though? Can I say, one, let me give you your flowers because you are an amazing business consultant.
Thank you.
Brand builder, like not just business consultant, because I think that's the humble title. But we got to wrap. But I just want to give you that you're amazing with business consulting, right? But also, I want to tell you that you're qualified to live a life of ease. I don't know, like God really dropped that in my spirit with the two words that you just used together. But I want you to know that you're qualified to live a life of ease. You are. And I want to thank you for being a guest co-host today on Comma Convos Podcast. I want y'all to stay tuned. I want y'all to connect with Danielle. Follow Danielle. Let them know where they can follow you at.
You can follow me on Instagram at I Pray Pretty, and you can also follow my consulting page at _ Matthews MATTHEWS and Co. Or you can visit my websites praypretty.com or matthewsandco.com.
And we have an announcement. Meet us at the Millionaire Makers Tour. Danielle is joining me in the Millionaire Makers Tour. So we're gonna be talking about a lot of things. I know I'm gonna be talking about becoming bankable, bookkeeping, and also what was my other one? Becoming bankable, business planning.
Yeah,
because a lot of people don't business plan, and if you don't have a plan for the business will
can't
fail, right? Most businesses fail within the first 5 years because they don't have a plan. So we're going to be doing business planning, becoming bankable, and bookkeeping for business owners. And Danny's going to be talking about.
I'll be talking about how to sustain your business, compliance, and customer service. How to create systems that generate returning customers, and how to retain those customers. But to do that, you have to be in compliance. So it's going to be amazing.
And to learn this, you need to be at the Millionaire Makers Tour. Coming to a city near you. Get your tickets at DrickaandDanielle.com. And again, as always, I want to see you winning and wealthy. Keep in mind, people that want to see you win, help you win. Y'all have a great afternoon.